This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Masanto siya sa labid si kayo amin. Maya pa Beng Ikeka, mayang gabi sa Tibok Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, up to Sabah. Ako po si Eric Espina, ito po ang inyong nag-iisang republika. Inaabagan po ng ating sambayanan ang ikalimang SONA o State of the Nation Address ng Pangulong Noynoy Aquino. Aalamin po natin at madidinig natin sa kanya kung ano ang kanyang perspektiba at kung papaano niya hinuhubog ang magiging lakad ng ating buong republika sa susunod na namang mga ilang taon. Siguro ilang taon na lang ang natitira para sa kanya. Pakikinggan po natin siya, aalamin natin kung may katotohanan, may basihan, o talagang matayog po ba ang magiging pangarap ng Pilipino. Kaya po sa gabing ito, ninais po namin na makadinig naman ng isang mapagkakatiwalaang tinig. Isang tao naman na sa pagkaalam ko, personal kong pwedeng sabihin na may pagkamakabayan. Pero kung ano yung sikreto na yun na alam ko, akin na lang po yun. Hindi ko na lang sasabihin sa inyo. Basta alam kong makabayan itong taong ito. Malayo po ang nilakad ng taong ito sa kanyang buhay. Kaya isa pong karangalan na maimbitahan ko, isang general, subalit siya po ay mas kilala bilang Secretary Jose T. Almonte. Siya po ay naging National Security Advisor noong kapanahon ng 1992 hanggang 1998. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Eric, and it's a privilege to be with you.
It's always nice to see you because you never age. Hindi ko kayo tumatanda. I think with all the problems, you're not aging.
I am an octogenarian.
Ganun. But mukhang, I don't know whether the problems are keeping you younger or being away from the problems is doing good for you. Both ba?
Thank you.
But in your scanning, I'm sure every morning, a habit is a habit. Every morning when you open the papers, you scan the headlines, and you see the details. Which others do not. No, I mean, you've been in government for too long that when the newspaper is still breathing the headlines, you almost see where it's going. No, your take.
Okay.
Of,
Thank you, Eric. Well, let me say this. Si Pinoy is a lucky leader of ours, in the sense that he became president at a time when you have a status quo power being challenged by a rising power. I mean, the face-off between the United States and China.
Okay.
I say lucky because the time has come when the United States, in its own interest, has to reorganize its position Asia-Pacific. And it is in their interest that their allies in the region are successful, are prosperous. So they have a vested interest in the success of this country at this time. So Pinoy, in that sense, is lucky.
Okay.
And I would say that the support of the international media on Pinoy, do you see any criticism against the government today coming from America, unlike previous presidents? None.
Okay.
Am I correct?
Yes, definitely.
Because I think they are very sensitive in the sense that they would like this country to progress.
Okay.
And in that sense, I'm saying that Pinoy is lucky in that sense. So he should take advantage of it.
Is
Now,
it
for the last 2 years, 3 years,
yes.
well, according to perception in the international community, it appears he's doing all right.
Okay.
And I think locally he is very popular. But,
Still is, huh?
Still is.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we had so many problems in the last 3 years. But I think this speed-up problem, hits the center of what we have to confront and what the government is to confront.
Okay.
Because if you recall, Noynoy inaugurated what he called the Wangwang culture, his war against Wangwang culture.
Okay.
Of course, the traffic is symbolic of that.
Yes.
But what it really meant is corruption, patronage, etc. And this is really the Wangwang culture in the Philippines. And he was warring against this. Now, with the PDAP and DAF, it gives our people a sense of confusion. Is there seriousness in the war against corruption?
Who is he?
I mean, the collective sense of the people, that
Okay.
is what I'm talking. There is a sense of confusion on their part
Okay.
on how serious is the government about this. Because if you look at the analysis today, well, anyone can make their own analysis.
yes.
The problem is I don't really know the real facts.
Yes, yes.
And there is a big difference between analysis and facts.
Yes.
But since I don't know the facts, I'll give you my analysis.
Yes, yes.
For whatever it is worth.
But before you do that, let me
Okay.
ask you short questions.
Okay.
You say President Pinoy is very lucky because, of the timing.
Yes,
But
yeah.
did he also inherit not only the name but the American support because of the star seems to have fallen on the Aquino family? Like, for example, what happened with with his mother, there was American support for her candidacy. In that sense, would you say that it also happened that way?
I will say this, that if there was any support at all, because her mother was fighting for the value that America is promoting globally.
Okay.
That is human rights, democracy,
Return of democracy.
rule of law, transparency, accountability, etc. So, in that sense, they
Pinoy.
they supported Cory
Okay.
at that time, and it would appear that they are supporting Cory as a person, but I think they are supporting what she represented.
So it's a
Now,
libertarian, there is genetics in liberty, no?
Yeah, all right. Now, si Pinoy, hindi lang iyon na yung because he inherited this legacy, supposedly, from his parents. But as I said, it converges to a point at this time when it is in America's interest that their allies are strong in this part
yes.
of the world.
Okay.
And they have to strengthen them to be able to add to their overall, strength to be able to manage the challenges in the Asia Pacific. So we have to take advantage of this.
Mr. Secretary, you mentioned that the president is still popular. In your sense, he's still popular, or are we reading the wrong surveys, or are these surveys themselves already? Well, some people say that these surveys are actually controlled by relatives, no?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well,
whose surveys should we believe then?
Well, look, I think the Filipino people has a collective sense that has, in fact, a sense that has pioneered what in the world today is considered a very significant political force, and that is people power. Some have corrupted it. In fact, Putin has corrupted it in
Yes.
Crimea,
Yes.
a kind of people power to
Yes.
annex Crimea. But that's not the people power that we contributed
Yes.
to the world. The people power we contributed to the world is to recover
Yes.
the fundamental essence of human
Sovereignty,
existence,
yes.
human dignity, justice, freedom. This is what the Filipino is supposed to represent. And this is what the president is supposed to represent. And this is precisely the problem in the DEP and the PDEP today.
Do you think, in your perception, do you think there are cracks to the armor of Tuwid na Daan and the no wangwang? Some people say it's no wangwang, but there is hawi, no? The hawi culture is still there because there may be no wangwang, but the blinkers are there, no?
This is the tragedy because I was hoping, as a Filipino and all of us, that Pinoy succeeds in his campaign to fight corruption, to fight patronage, etc., to fight this wangwang culture, so-called. But what is developing today is disturbing because it is becoming clear, at least this is the analysis I said.
Yes.
I don't know the facts.
Yes.
But the analysis with this DAP,
Yes.
it appears that it is a mechanism. Well, I am familiar with this because
Yes.
I have been through this thing. You
Yes.
know, they call it before the Countryside Development Fund.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I know
CDF.
the operation. I know the purpose.
Yes.
The purpose is for the national interest, but it depends on how it is used.
Yes.
Because you have to give our politicians, our politics flexibility. That is by definition how
Yeah.
politics operate. So it depends on the people implementing it, whether it is for the common good or for a certain good.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is where the difference in leaders come in. And I was hoping that Pinoy will really use it for the common good. I think he is trying, but the point is a significant portion of the assets were transferred, as they say, cross-border, back to Congress, 17.3 billion. That's what I got on
Yes.
the papers. I don't know if it is a fact.
Yes.
To the LGU, 6.5 billion.
Yes.
And in the so-called complaint to the impeachment, there is this 5.4 billion compensation for Hacienda Luisita. This is very serious.
Yes. Which
I hope it's not true.
the Supreme Court said they were only allowed 190-something million, and yet it
So,
went up to
yeah,
400 million.
Well, this was when Sereno was still Associate
Yes.
Justice.
Uh-huh.
Her recommendation from 200 million to 5 billion.
Yes.
In fact, some say 10 billion. But in any case, it was more than the initial amount that was estimated for.
Mr. Secretary, would it be correct to say that when the President says, I am initiating the Tuwid na Daan, even the President is covered by the Tuwid na Daan,
Of
and
course,
all his cabinet secretaries and all other officials?
Well, that is why I told you I was very happy with their slogan, or if that is also their theme,
Or
the
punchline?
trust of Tuwid na Daan. I was very happy, but you have to live up to it. You have to implement it.
Okay.
Because as what is happening at this time, yung previous mga charges or what to me, these are minor, but this thing is serious. This DAP is serious. And as I said earlier, we cannot underestimate the collective sense of the Filipino people. He may still be a little, his popularity was very high. It has gone down so many points.
Okay.
We don't know after Rizona whether it's nice to observe after the SONA, this is
Okay.
next week, last Monday of July, how his popularity will fare. From there, we will be able to estimate more or less the sense of the Filipino. Now, I think what is a little disturbing on the part is Pinoy, when he made a speech against the decision
Of the Supreme Court?
of the Supreme Court, he asked people to wear yellow ribbons.
Okay.
I have not seen up to today anybody is wearing. On the contrary, they are wearing the
Black and red.
black and red. So these are indicators of the political temperature.
We're going to pause for a few reminders. And Mr. Secretary, I'd like to leave you with